Hey everyone, welcome to All About the Joy. This is Culture and Consequence with Carmen and Andrea. Okay, we can start now. I'm ready now, Andrea. Hi.
Good to
I'm
see
in such
you.
a bad mood. How are you?
Oh, I'm also in a really bad mood, so this should be fun.
You know what? At the very least, you know what I love that's happened? I know it's kind of hard, but in a way that's happened, I feel like I love that we're talking weekly because sometimes we've gone a few weeks not talking and then we spend like 3 hours on the phone. And I kind of hate that. So
Yeah, I know what I was just thinking about that this morning because I was like, oh my God, it's been like 3 weeks since we talked because it was the holidays were both on Thursdays. And I was like, it's so nice to talk on a regular basis because that was one of the things that always used to trip me up. I'm like, I haven't talked to her in a while, so I need to have like a half day to catch up.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
And I don't know if that's something exclusive to me, but all my friends, that's kind of what ends up happening.
I'm like that with everybody.
Yeah, okay. So it is something that just kind of happens. And then you end up like, I know with Mia, it's also the same thing. It's like, we have to schedule and, for her, cause she has the 3 kids and they're all young. Yeah. It's like a 4-hour chunk of time. And sometimes I'm like, can we just do 5 minutes?
I'm actually good after 30. Thanks.
I'm good. I just need the update. No, but I miss you guys. So I was thinking about that. Like, I like that we do this. I think, what I'm sad about is that the news is so bad.
Everything sucks all the time, every day. Yeah. I was thinking about this last night, because you'd sent me the email and you're like, we've lost our moral code. And, and I was thinking like, what's happened to people? And I was reflecting really, I could go back forever, but I was like, okay, this century has been a fucking nightmare from the very beginning. We literally started off with a stolen election.
Oh my God, that's right.
Less than a year later, we've got 9/11. Then we're with the fake WMDs in Iraq. Mm-hmm. Then, and half the stuff I don't even remember, right? The torture in Abu Ghraib, like the financial melt. All of it has been a relentless shit show. That was like a brief moment of hope, I feel like.
You're talking about
we
Obama.
all felt like, okay, all right, we can breathe and we've turned a page and all of this, and it's still turned into shit. And then since 2015 when he came down the elevator, it's been, a decade of absolute fucking horror.
I say the same thing, elevator, but it's actually an escalator.
Whatever the fuck.
Whatever the fuck. When he fucking showed up on the scene. Yeah, it's I think the thing about the Obama years was, and I hate to be so cliche, but there was hope. Like, even if you didn't vote for him.
That was the tagline. It was like, oh, hope, we all were like, oh, okay, finally we're realizing this potential that we have. This, we're actually maybe starting to live our, stated values in some way.
Right. And just to be clear, and I know I'm going to get some backlash on this, when Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were running against each other in the primary, you and I were both staunch Hillary Clinton people. We were like, I love Barack Obama and I'm glad. I think for me, and I think for you too, but I don't want to speak on your behalf, but for me, there was just the idea that if we had a Black man in office, he'd be killed. Like, that's what it kept me from. And also just the experience. Like, both of them kind of pretty much believed in the same exact thing, but she had more experience,
Yeah, I would say that was kind of where my head was at when I made that vote. And I also felt like, we just didn't know him that well, to be honest. Right. He was exciting and all of those things, but we just didn't really know that much about him and what his real policies were going to be and, those kinds of things. So that's kind of.
And he was great. So we're good. We're good. But we had our issues.
He was a little too center for me, and I know why. I understand it.
I know. Andrea will never be happy.
No,
never be happy. Never.
But also, if
he was too center for you, he was.
If you remember, I was really troubled by a lot of the feeling of like people really put like a savior complex around him.
Oh, he was like the coming Messiah.
Yeah. And it was like, he's never gonna, even if he did all of the things, he would never live up to that. Again, he's the first Black president, so he's gonna have to keep it in check.
Well, here's the thing. He couldn't live up to it because, first of all, this country, I'm so disappointed in this country. But remember, he was in office like 8 days and everybody's like, hey, you said you were going to do A, B, C, and D. And I remember being so angry with people, especially the LGBTQ community. Back then it was LGBT, because they were like, he said he was going to do it. And I'm like, dude, it's been like 2 months. Bring it down a notch. And then Black folk were upset because he wasn't being Black enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you want him to do? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean?
It turns out he was never going to be that guy. Even if he
but what does that mean?
Well, it's like
bullshit. You know what I mean? He is who he is. And
right.
But look, the reason why I bring it up is because, people think, those of us who are huge fans of Barack Obama, that we've always been that's the thing about politics that's problematic right now, is there is a cult-like way in which people behave about Donald Trump that is abnormal. If Barack Obama did something wrong, and he did plenty of things that we did not agree with, we called him out on it. Yeah. I wasn't walking around with a Barack Obama t-shirt or hat or flag or, do you know what I mean? And that's
painted on the hood of my car.
Face painted or, yeah,
just Obama flag hanging over my house. I mean, like, right. What is going on?
And that's where I think we've really lost our fucking way. It is like, they are the people that we are putting into office to represent us, the people, not themselves. They're not supposed to be there to enrich themselves. They're not supposed to be there to make money for themselves and their friends and to hide from being accountable to the wrongs that they've done. Like Bill Clinton, fuck you. You got impeached because I don't want to bring up the whole Monica Lewinsky thing, but I just did. You know what I mean? Like, and we were like, yes, that's right. You fucking piece of shit, And to this day, that young woman, well, I don't know if she's young. I don't know how old she is now, but she had to she paid the price for that.
What a nightmare for her.
What a nightmare. And she's
and her family.
And she's by all accounts just a remarkable person, and dealing, talking about being, bullying, and she has this whole. I mean, I don't follow her or whatever, but I'm just so proud of her, and I feel so bad because she paid the price for, and he did not, to a certain extent. But what I'm trying to say is, when Democrats do wrong, we don't stand by them. You know what I mean? Like, we don't. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bad day. I don't know. It's a bad time to be an American.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about what's in the news just quickly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the ICE agent afterwards, but I just want to talk about Venezuela very quickly. Everyone's, here's the other thing about the Trump administration. It just seems like every day there's a huge thing to talk about, and then 2 minutes later, something else comes in. So you can't even fully digest what has just happened. You know what I mean? So I'm going to read this because let me just read it. Venezuela has been in a long economic and political collapse, and things escalated dramatically when the U.S. forces carried out a pre-dawn strike in Caracas and captured. Captured's probably not the best word, but yeah, I'm trying to be as objective as possible. Let me see. Pre-dawn strike in Caracas and captured President Nicolas Maduro, who was then taken to New York to face federal narco trafficking charges. His vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, has stepped in as interim leader while the UN warns the crisis has deepened, an already severe humanitarian emergency marked by years of hyperinflation, mass displacement, and failing infrastructure. The U.S. says it's pressuring the new leadership to cooperate and the situation remains volatile as the country faces both political upheaval, not a word I would use, and ongoing humanitarian need. Thoughts? You don't have to have any. Okay,
yeah,
we can go on to the next
have
thing.
Thoughts.
You know what? It's fine. We can move on to the next thing. I feel the same way. I'm tired.
I do want to say something, and it's not going to be helpful, and it almost doesn't matter. But like, we've been doing this kind of thing forever.
Yes, we have been. Yes.
We have not been broadcasting our racist and colonizer thoughts about it on X and having X on the screen while we do it, which is new for us, I guess. Usually these things are planned out in a dark little room somewhere in the Pentagon or CIA headquarters in Langley or something like that. But I don't know. I always have trouble with this is not who we are. It's exactly who we are.
Yeah, you can just even go back to 9/11 and how we went into the wrong country.
Well, and I was thinking
for
about
oil.
Remember after 9/11, why do they hate us? Because we're fucking assholes.
Yeah.
We're bullies. And we've been doing this. I actually looked it up in preparation for this a couple of days ago. We have been doing this kind of thing since the early 1800s.
Yep.
All along. Talk to Hawaii, talk to Guam, talk to Puerto Rico. I mean, Iran. I mean, we've been doing this forever.
But we don't know our history because because we're Americans. I had a great conversation that's going to air on Sunday with my friend Scott, who lives in Spain, and he's an American who's lived in Spain for 30 years. And we touch a little bit on what it feels like to be an American living in another country.
Yeah.
And it's never been good. And he's like, but it's worse now. I'm like, oh my God.
They hate us, man. They do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because we think we're better than everyone else in the world, and we're not. We have no ability to have compassion or understanding of how nuanced things are. And we're very self-absorbed as a nation. And we always have been.
Reflection, no self-reflection where you the kind of thing that you would want in a person you have a relationship with, where it's like, oh, did I do something wrong here? Let me look at that. Let me see if I can do better. There's none of that happening.
But Andrea, we can't even do that in our own, people get all upset talking about, civil rights or talking about the Civil War. Okay. And there's still people arguing this case that somehow Robert E. Lee was a hero. There's still this kind of weird conversation that we can't be honest about what our own history is, and it's because we don't know it. And it's because you're right. I like that analogy of it's like being in a relationship and being in complete denial that you have anything to do with the wrongs that have happened. And then being confused why you still don't love me. It's true.
Well, how do you not see how great I am?
I'm great.
We're all in agreement on that, aren't we?
Right. And to me, it's a little bit sad. And I know you probably won't agree with this, but I feel like the United States has so much potential. And now I realize it's just thrown under the bus. It's just every day I lose more and more hope that any idea of who we can be is just even a possibility anymore.
Well, I don't disagree with that at all. Yes, there's a ton of potential, and there always has been. I'm reluctant to say but it is whatever, we just don't allow full participation in that potential. And we never have from the very beginning. Literally the people who we revere as our founding fathers owned fucking people.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
Where do we even go from there? George Washington, the father of our country,
has children from people he raped, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. I'm sorry. Owner, but... all them white men look the same to me. You know what I mean? I get confused and shit.
fucking curly wigs.
I mean, sorry.
Those are the people we have the statues to, and we've named our states after, and all of, and it's like, these were fucking slave owners. They owned
I think
people.
Though, and I'm not here to talk on behalf of all white people, but
please do.
Well, no, because I think what ends up happening is people want to turn around and be like, but that was a different time. No, again, it goes back to that thing about a relationship. I love what you said, because that's a great way to look at it. It doesn't matter how far back it happened. If there's something between me and Andrea in our friendship that is not correct, we need to have the conversation, and we need to own up to whatever our participation was in it. It's not going to be okay. It's just weird.
And there were people, you don't hear about them very much, but there were people back then who recognized it's a fucking abomination.
Yeah.
This is not okay. And they said it, and they were sidelined.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like they didn't know.
No, and I think it's so weird. We'd be a much better country if we admitted it, but I think a lot of this also has to do with capitalism, because it's always about money and profit. And if we have to be honest about the truth of who we are as a nation, it changes the dynamic, and it makes people force themselves to admit that there were wrongs made. And that means changing the entire structure of how our economy works. And people don't want to lose that money. They don't want to play that game with money because they don't want to lose power. It's so intricate.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think people...
This is the most depressing conversation ever.
I just don't think people really see a way that's different, right? This is all we really in Western society have known for hundreds of years now. We don't know what it would look like to be different. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to, move toward a vision of something that's so different when it's so intangible. You don't even understand what it could be. It's so either capitalism or communism.
Right. It's either of those two. And yet there were these little moments, these pearls, right? We talk about Barack Obama being elected, which still feels like the weirdest fluke ever, but now they're doing everything they can to suppress that vote so that people cannot come out in droves, right? Now they're talking about not letting you vote by mail, and of course the whole voting by ID. And the weird thing is it's not that the people who are powerful are pushing this stuff out. It's that the common people, us, the regular folk who keep supporting the bullshittery, that you think somebody who's making, $20 an hour is actually your enemy and the problem. Right. Not the bigwigs who are trying to say you cannot vote or your neighbor cannot vote unless they do A, B, C, and D. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
It's a pretty classic, authoritarian control technique.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I just want to make sure we get everything in for the news for today. Okay. I'm going to talk about Denmark for a moment, because I think that's an important thing. Yep. And actually, I'm going to tie this into something else. Everybody knows, I assume, please do not come here for news. This is really commentary and opinion. But everyone knows that for God knows what reason, I'm confused still what the reason is, that Donald Trump wants to take Greenland. He wants to take Greenland. And someone was trying to say today, I was watching, and they were like, this is not new. This is something, bitch, it's new. It's new to me. I've never heard this shit. Stop fucking normalizing the bullshittery that is Donald Trump.
Nobody else has ever said anything about taking Greenland.
That's right. So, here's what I want to say. And I think this is really, really bad. So let me just show you what the recent comments from the White House have stated, that using the U.S. military to take Greenland is always an option. for achieving American objectives, which has alarmed Denmark and its European allies. In response, Denmark's leaders have stressed both that Greenland is not for sale and that aggressive action against Greenland would have severe political and alliance consequences, including warnings from the Danish Prime Minister that any U.S. attack on a NATO allied territory could effectively end NATO. I know. I need to put it out there because it's what's happening today. And I want people to understand how important it is that we do not forget all the other stories. And we're still waiting for the Epstein files. So we're still waiting for the rest of the Epstein files, which can't even believe that's a thing. Oh, the other reason why I wanted to bring up the Denmark thing. Wait, what, do you want to say something? I feel like you're stressed.
No. Go ahead.
At the end of this broadcast, I'm going to talk about some of the places that I listen to, because now I'm just going to share the places I listen to, even though they tend to be more in the middle and to the left. But I think it's time to start sharing that information, because I think I keep listening to people talking out their ass because they're listening to Fox News. And the reason why I know is because I watch Fox fucking News for about 20 minutes a day that I can stand it. But there's this thing that everyone is saying that Denmark came out and talked about how if the US tries to invade Denmark, that they're going to shoot first and ask questions later. And I'm like, that does not sound like Denmark. Let me do my research. And I love this kid, Aaron Parnas. I follow him and I think he's really good, but he actually said it today too. And I was like, see, this is why you have to double check your sources. You have to double, triple check. So let me just say what Denmark actually is saying. Danish officials and media have recently highlighted that an old rule is still in force, a 1952 royal decree that authorizes Danish forces to immediately use lethal force against any invasion of Greenland without waiting for higher orders. This decree predates the current tensions and was originally adopted during the Cold War, but the Defense Ministry has confirmed it remains valid today. So that changes, like as if they're like threatening. Come on now. So I just want to throw that out there, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about this. It's like everything, like in what world do people feel like it's a good idea to effectively attack an ally? And for what exactly? I mean, I know for what. There's, I think there's precious minerals, and there's like, like
more about money.
Yeah, that's all about money, right? There's a base there already, and also like he's essentially friends, or whatever we want to call it, allies with Putin. So why are you worried about what Russia might do? Mm-hmm. You're going to do whatever the fuck they tell you to anyway, as you always do, you little fucking stupid piece of shit. So, like,
how do you really feel?
I just am like, what is this about? And we know what it's about, right? It's money. Like I had read, and I did not check the sources. It was literally a headline. So
that's okay. I'll look it up and put it in the bottom.
That the money that we're theoretically going to get from the Venezuelan oil is not actually coming to the United States, but it will be, which would, I don't agree with anyway, right? It's not ours, right? But it's going to be parceled out to various like private entities. Mm-hmm. So same with Greenland, I assume.
Look, this is all about, if you're a Trump supporter still, you're ridiculous. There's nothing I can say to you that is going to make you understand anything different, because if you are still trying to find excuses or explanations, you're just in a cult. I can't say it any differently. You're in a fucking cult. Yeah. But yeah, this is all about money. This is all about enriching himself and his friends, and
he does not care about any of these people.
No.
Beyond, will they stand there and clap and cheer for me? That's all.
Oh, you're talking about his supporters.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's never cared about them.
Well, I know.
I don't know how they don't see. I don't know how they don't see things that he has said while he was, campaigning. Like, I love the uneducated. I guess because they think he's talking. Like, who does he think they're talking about?
Like, oh, he's talking about somebody else.
He's talking about other people.
They're so uneducated. They don't understand. He's talking about you.
Oh, you're right. That is what it is. They don't even I'm like, how do you not know he's talking about you? Right. But you're right. That's
stupid. Or they're wealthy or trying to be.
Right.
And they don't care.
Well, look at my angst. I've said this since day motherfucking one, when that man came down the elevator, escalator, where the fuck it is. I was not even mad at him. I said it last time we were on the show. I am mad at all the people who know better. All the fucking Republicans. I saw a meme the other day, and usually I don't laugh at this stuff because I try to have compassion, but it was a picture of Donald Trump and Lindsey Graham, and it said, Donald Trump does have a dog. There is a dog in the White House or something. I was like, that is so horrible. And yet, this is the whole lap dog thing. Like, I don't understand how any of these people, and more so, I get more upset with the people who had a little bit of power, like the Romneys and the Paul Ryans and the whatever. And what did they do? Tucked their tail between their legs and ran out of office, ran out of Congress, and stayed in the weeds so that they don't get affected at all. And they play that little balancing act game. You know what I mean? Where they don't say anything really bad about him until it's really, really bad. And then they can only if somebody like George W. Bush has not come out to say fucking anything.
And never will.
And Nicole Wallace on MSNBC, who used to work for him, at one point was like, we need you to come out. We need you. I would never say to the, and I was like, he ain't coming out. I'm sure Michelle Obama, who somehow is best friends with him or whatever, you know what I mean? They're buddies, has said to him, you need to come out or whatever. And he doesn't. Come on now. I'm just saying.
He was never going to be the guy.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, we've said it, but like the amount of cowardice is stunning. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be stunned, but
no, that's
overall, the right word. It's like
cowards.
I saw something, this was a few weeks ago. It was not exactly in a political context, but it really, really resonated with me about how, men are essentially like, I can't think of the word right now, but they all are just into being like subjugated, right? You think about the military, and I was on this tip too. I talked to a friend of mine who works with a lot of people in the military, and I was like, why aren't they coming out? Like, where is the bravery? And he's like, that's not who they are.
The military are not. Yeah.
They are people who follow orders.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they do. They are not brave in the sense that they will take a stand. They are brave in that they will be ordered to go and be first in line to get shot, and they'll go do it. You know what I mean? Like, in that way, but they're not going to be brave and come and, stand up and say something and go against their commanding officer or something like that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to say, you're right, but the problem is, and somebody who's a sergeant or somebody who is of a quote unquote lower rank doesn't have that much power. They really are just soldiers. You know what I mean? I'm more upset with like police officers in Santa Monica who are like, oh yeah, no, we're not helping immigration, but we ain't doing nothing to help you either. We're just here to, I don't know, stand here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I know what you're saying. Where are the military? Where are the admirals, the generals? That's what I'm more concerned. The officers, where are them?
They're 20, 30 years into taking orders. Like, that's not who they are. But right. I'm talking about
regular people,
men in general.
Oh, men. We're going back to men. I'm sorry.
Men in general are very accustomed to doing what they're told.
You're talking about men in Congress?
I'm talking about men who we would expect and hope to be braver, more courageous.
The alpha males, right? The
alpha male who will go and talk a good game, but actually can't and won't stand up for anything that that actually matters in terms of care and, morals and ethics and those kinds of
things. You're talking about George W. Bush, Paul Ryan, all of those guys. And all the current people in Congress too, all the men. Yep. Yeah.
Any of those guys.
I'm surprised at how little courage we see everywhere. I don't see a lot of courage I see courage in people who are protesting, and I see courage in smaller packs, but I'm waiting for the big people to come out and say something. Like, I know this sounds weird, but what's that young woman's name? She's a musician. Oh my God, I'm going to get so fucking hated for this. She just came out and she said nobody should be a billionaire, and she donated like $25 million to some cause. Oh shit, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. I'm going to delete all of this. Oh, I can't remember her name. I think your daughter loves her.
It's not Taylor Swift, right?
Not Taylor Swift. Right. But there's a good example of somebody who should be using their voice even more, or Oprah or Mark Cuban or whatever. I know they're doing their little bit. Like, where is the big courage? Okay, I need to find out who this person is. I'm going to put it at the bottom, and everyone's going to make fun. I'm embarrassed that I can't remember her name. She's won like 5 or 6 Oscars. I mean, she's won like a couple of Oscars and a lot of Grammys.
Billie Eilish?
Yes, Billie Eilish. Okay. Billie Eilish. Here is somebody with power, and she came out and did her part, I think, in a monumental way, not being asked, not saying a word, and she was just like, there should be no billionaires, and I'm going to give this money. Why aren't you giving this money? And I thought, like, see, that's something that is courageous. That is something that matters. She wasn't trying to be like these other people who use their donations to show how great they are.
Right.
She was like, basically, bitch, if you got the money, give the money to help some people.
Yeah.
And that's courageous, because that could hurt her. And she was like, I don't care. I mean, hurt her. You know what I mean? It could go against her career.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh my God, Billie Eilish. I'm so sorry. I thought your daughter loved her. Somebody's daughter loves her. I forget who it is.
I don't think they she's fine, but they don't.
She's fine. Okay. It's one of my other nieces. Okay. I want to talk about what happened with, I can't even. Okay, this is the last thing we're going to talk about. Okay, so Renee Nicole Good is the name of the woman who was killed by an ICE agent yesterday in Minneapolis. She was 37 years old. You know what? I'm not going to say this, but on this list, it says what her status is as a person in this country. And I'm so sick and tired of fucking valuing people better or worse because they fucking weren't born here or were, you know what I mean? Like, what is this? Like, now that's what we have to do, is announce that we're U.S. citizens. She was described as a poet and an amazing human being by her family. She's the mother of 3. She lived with her partner in the Twin Cities, just blocks from where she was killed. Her mother, Donna, I think it's Granger, I don't know how to say her last name, confirmed her identity and said Renee was probably terrified in the moment. So I just, yeah. Thoughts? What was my number one? You probably haven't seen it, but I did a top 20 list of things not to do in 2026. My number 1 was don't be an ICE agent. That was my number 1. Don't be an ICE agent. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, there are specific reasons why people choose to do that. And it's one, I would say top 3 is because they want to use their guns.
And money, right. Yeah, money is probably the first one.
Sure. I don't know. It's horrific, and it's an obvious result of what they're doing in cities around the country. She's not the first person they've killed.
She's not the first person. You're right.
Oh, there was someone killed right over here in, I think, Camarillo a few months ago.
Yep.
She won't be the last, I don't think.
Nope.
Unfortunately. I don't.
I know.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. ICE needs to be destroyed. All of these people need to be prosecuted. DHS, frankly, in my mind, needs to be completely demolished in every possible way. Like, that's my starting point. It's horrific, and this is what we're doing now as a country. We're murdering people in the streets for no reason.
And I love that people keep the people, again, the supporters, the crazy supporters of Donald Trump. And you know, even like Christine Noem coming out and just talking out her ass like 5 minutes after it happened just tells you how we've just lost our norms. Like no actual professional person, especially when you haven't been on the scene, you don't even know what actually happened. There's no investigation. Comes out and says what she said. I was like, that's how you know we've lost our fucking way. Like any professional person would have been like, you know what? There's going to be an investigation. I'm so sorry to all the family members that, you know, whatever, you say something of, but we don't have that kind of elegance or manners or compassion or ability in this administration. They are cruel.
They're like internet trolls come to life. That's what they are.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So they're like internet trolls come to life.
For sure. You know?
Just for sure. Let me say and do the most vile, evil, memeable bullshit possible immediately. Let me be the first to the punch.
And, you know, I'm just so sad about the fact that we're even here. Somebody was being interviewed. I wish I had caught their name. I didn't. They were being interviewed on one of the cable stations, and they kept saying, you're a border patrol officer, go to the border. Like, why are you here? And I was like, that's, again, ICE agents. Why are you here? And like in the big picture, I think we've never had this conversation with ICE agents who are patrolling the streets and in masks, and they've already unmasked that motherfucker. Like, if you think your mask is protecting you, the internet is fucking a small community, and they've already found that motherfucker. I was laughing at that shit. I mean, I am not promoting any harm to go to anyone, but I'm just saying that's the whole point of the whole mask.
His life.
I'm sorry?
I said that'd be all right if they ruined his life.
You know what? I'm just saying, don't be an ICE. You know what? When I talk about courage, like when you were just talking about courage and you talk about the military personnel, this is what I'm trying to say. Have the courage not to do something that you know is wrong. Like, why are you signing up for money to harm people in your community?
Because they don't care.
I think they still care.
I don't think they do. I mean, yes, they are masking themselves because they don't want to be, you know,
associated or seen or
they don't want to be
attribution.
They don't want, you know, people showing up at their house. They maybe don't want other.
But then that means you know.
I know, but they don't care.
I think they do care.
You can't possibly care and still go out and do it.
I actually disagree. I think they're doing it. You know what? We don't know because we don't know who they all are, but we will know because SS officers were known eventually. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
This is the part,
okay, I'm sorry. Did that offend you? Because
no, not at all. I mean, this is like, it's just, they all think that they will have a lifetime of immunity. And
nope.
Yes, you have power now. Unfortunately, it's true. You have power now. That will not always be the case. Again, read a motherfucking book, okay? Yep. That's not the way it works. At some point, power will change hands. Mm-hmm. And I gotta tell you, whoever it is, better motherfucking say that they are prosecuting and not turning the page. Because this is fucking crazy. And we should absolutely know who all of these people are.
We're going to know. I have no doubt about it.
In polite society, regular society, maybe we're not polite anymore, but they should not be able to live a normal life amongst the rest of us.
Yeah, no, I am positive that ICE agents will know. I mean, we will know who they are because that one I don't even feel bad about. We will know who all of them are. And this happened instantaneously. The minute this killing happened, I think it was like an hour and they had already unmasked him. They already had his license plate. And I'm like, that's the power of social media, right? There's the bad part, and then here's the other part. And I just think, like, if you have to do a job where you have to mask yourself up, I'm just throwing that out there. That should tell you something. You're doing something wrong, you know? So
it's like, I compare it to Scooby-Doo, right? I used to watch a lot of Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. And at the end of the show, Scooby and the gang unmask the bad guy every fucking time. Who has the mask on? It ain't Scooby, it ain't Shaggy, it ain't Velma.
Right.
It's the bad guy.
Always. Yeah, that's a good point. It just breaks my heart, you know. It breaks my heart, the amount of hatred we have for people, human beings, and that you would even want to do a job that's taking people and putting them in these horrible conditions. It's just a weird, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand the psychological person you need to be to try to compartmentalize that bullshittery. You know, there are ICE agents who are seen, right? Because they're being captured, of course, on TikTok and YouTube Shorts or whatever, and Instagram, and people are filming them, and they're like, "Are you an American? You have an accent. You have an accent. So maybe you're not an American." And like the person's like, "What are you like? We're going after accents now?" Like, because in my head, I'm like, I have a Boston accent. Does that work? I don't know. Like, it's just, you're an idiot if you think that is doing something honorable. You're a fool if you think the work of an ICE agent is honorable. It is not. You know, it is not. So,
yeah.
So before we move on to whatever other thing you want to talk about, I'm in such a bad mood, but I do want to share some places that I do pay attention to. I think one of the most important things we need to remember as people who care and love this country is they want us to be apathetic. They want us to be tired. They want us to not engage. They want us to not be useful in any way, shape, or form, because what they want is all of us to do what they want us to do. And that's the way you do it. Get us apathetic, get us exhausted. I'm sorry, what?
They want compliance.
Compliance, right. Mm-hmm. And that's how it starts. So don't be compliant. I think one of the most important things you can do is stay informed. This is my list, not Andrea's list, so I didn't talk to her about this. So places that I use to stay informed is ProPublica, which is a nonprofit, right? .org. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Now, this is much more left-leaning, but if you want to know what's going on as far as protesting or whatever, you can be with Indivisible.org. I love them. Midas Touch is the largest independent kind of news journalistic. They're a little dramatic for me. Like every day you're going to get an email that says, you know, that's the most important alert ever, but they do a really good job of getting information out there, but they are a lot more left leaning. So it's Midas Touch. I do love some of these young kids like Aaron Parnas and all these kids that have come from TikTok or whatever. And if you know who Aaron Parnas is, you know who his father is. And he used to be part of the Trump administration, I think. And anyways, but I double and triple check everybody. So that's how I caught him saying something that I think was a little bit over the top. And that's how I got this information on Denmark. You know what I mean? So again, we need to be better stewards of all the information we have coming at us by using all the tools available to us to double and triple check stuff. Because the problem isn't technology. The problem is we're fucking lazy motherfuckers. So do your due diligence. You know what I mean? I have a couple more. Pod Save America is one of my favorite podcasts. I love John Favreau. It's not the director. It's he used to be Obama's speechwriter, and he's one of the co-hosts. And then my favorite person right now, and has been for a long time, is Mark Elias. It's Democracy Docket. He has been fighting lawsuits over and over and over again with the Trump administration since day one. And he is a huge advocate for voting rights in this country, but he also touches on a lot of other things. So I just wanted to share those because I realize now that I don't really share who I recommend. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do it now. Not that you have to follow these people, but you should have a wealth of different. I also listen to The Bulwark, which is more conservative. But yeah. Thought I would share that. So
yeah, I would say I also follow ProPublica. I think they're great investigative journalists. They go really deep on some of the stories. The Intercept is another one. These are left-leaning.
Oh, yeah, The Intercept too. Yeah.
The Intercept is another one that does really good, deep investigations. And I 100% agree. Yes, follow some of these people, take a look at some of them. Always, always, always check the sources, though.
Yeah.
Don't just take, I tend to focus primarily on, left-leaning media, but I also will catch something like you did and be like, that doesn't sound right. And I'm like, I need Denmark. To go and check the original source for myself, because I think we've talked about this before. You're always getting a filter of some kind.
Yeah.
And there are certain filters you're okay with, certain filters maybe you're not, but you should still be using your critical thinking to determine, okay, maybe I generally agree, but that's not how I would take this particular thing, because I've now looked at the original source.
And I, people get upset with me because I always say this about objective journalism. It never existed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Walter Cronkite, may you rest in peace. Peter Jennings, Tom Brokaw, whatever. You can go, Tim Russert? He was probably one of the top ones when he did Meet the Press, whatever. You can go back, and this whole idea of objective journalism, it was a great marketing tool. And let me just tell you, nobody agrees with me on this. I mean, maybe you do, but we're human beings. We're human beings. We come to the table with information already and a bias in our head. The best you can do is also give the other side. You know what I mean? But this idea that you can actually give information and not have a little tinge or a little tone or I am pretty sure I can tell you every single newscaster from back in the day, whether they were a Democrat or Republican, and not be off. I'm promising you. There's no doubt to me, right. Tim Russert, who was probably one of the top, he was a Democrat. I'm not even confused by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think that there's, there was more of an attempt at objectivity back in the day, for sure. That doesn't mean that they met that bar. And I think even they would admit that, at the time. So, now you're not even really trying.
It's not even, it's entertainment and news, and you can't tell the difference. And it's not even, that's where the bar is or whatever.
Right. But entertainment. I'm not sure we call it that, right. But
yeah. All right. Well, we've spent way too much time today, but I guess it was important enough. I don't know. I know. I wanted to get a little flavor. We have a few minutes. What's your update on Hallmark? Have you seen it? It's so weird. I know, but I'm just saying.
I gotta say, I am very season specific with it. I think
so. Now you're done.
I watched one or two after Christmas, and it was more just like a decompression type of thing because Christmas was super intense. And now I'm done. And
wow! So there will be no more
in November,
right? There will be no more. Well, no. You don't understand. Hallmark starts their Christmas stories in July.
No, I will welcome it back in November.
Then you're not really a Hallmark watcher. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not one of the, you go into whatever, the hardware stores in September, and they've already got Christmas done. I'm like,
oh God, no, yeah. Well, all right. Well, we'll see what's in store in the future. That'll be more fun. That is surprising from Andrea.
Yeah, but maybe do they shoot them at this time of year? They must, right? Because it's snowy and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe
I still want you to see my favorite one with Lauren Christie. I still want you to see my favorite one, and I don't think it's going to be on now for a while. I don't know why. It's so weird, right? Because they keep repeating the same bullshit ones over and over and over again. And then they didn't show that one. So
the one with the glass one was on so many times. That terrible
What's
one.
The glass one.
No, we talked about it. She was like a glass blower. And
oh yeah. Oh God. Oh, yeah.
I was turning on every once. So I'm like, oh my God, why are you showing this again?
Yeah, and as much as I love the Golden Girls and I love Murder, She Wrote or whatever, I don't want to because there's the time difference, right? So like if I come home and I'm like, let me put it on, now that's what's on. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching that. You know what I mean? Like, so I need another comfort show, and they fucked up 911, which I know you've never watched 911, but it was with Angela Bassett and Peter Krause, and I can't even talk about it anymore. But I'm not going to get, I don't think that's your jam, but we'll figure something else out so that we can still end on joy.
Yeah. Like I have a couple of shows that I had kind of like, I had been watching and I had put them off for Hallmark season.
Oh my God. Wait, what shows are you going to watch? Is there something you're going to watch soon?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're like my typical, sort of spy crime type of stuff, right?
Okay, yeah. You know what would be great? Just as a thought, I just want to put this in there. Maybe in the next year you could watch it. It'd be great to have a conversation with you about E.T.
It's never happening.
Never gonna happen. Okay. Okay. All right. I tried. All right, everyone. Well, okay. I'm gonna try. Everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please check out allaboutthejoy.com. Check out our show on Friday night and on Sunday. And remember, at the end of the day, it really is all about the joy. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.